The infamous blockchain trilemma says that no blockchain can be scalable, secure, and decentralized all at the same time. This is like the holy grail for crypto, and many projects have attempted to solve it. But to me, it looks like Algorand was the first one to actually succeed. On the other hand, one of the biggest criticisms of Algorand is that their aggressive token unlock schedule is keeping the price of their token down. But now, with 80% of their tokens unlocked, all I'm wondering is it time to buy ALGO? Well, as always, I compiled a bunch of arguments both for and against buying ALGO so that we can have a full understanding of the project before making our final verdict. So let's start with the case for buying ALGO. So the first thing that sets Algorand apart is its technical capabilities. Algorand was designed for speed, and it can process up to 6,000 transactions per second. That's way more than Visa, by the way, which rarely exceeds 1,700 transactions per second. Moreover, Algorand executes transactions with instant finality, which drastically increases their network throughput. And if that's not enough, Algorand is working on something called pipelining, which will help increase their throughput even more, up to 50,000 transactions per second. So Algorand is blazing fast. You get the idea. But its pure proof-of-stake consensus mechanism also allows them to have some of the lowest transaction fees in the crypto space. With the standard transaction cost of only 0.001 ALGO, you can execute payments for a fraction of a penny. That same transfer would cost you at least 20 cents on Ethereum currently. So Algorand is 200,000 times cheaper to use, which is incredible to think about. But it's not only high speeds and low fees though. Algorand is also super secure due to its random selection process for validators. This makes it so that nobody can predict who will validate the next set of transactions, and that makes it way harder to collude and attack the network. Now, in terms of decentralization, Algorand is also strong there as they make the block creation process open to anyone, not just a small group of validators. So anyone who holds their token can help secure the network, and people are free to join or leave as they please. This is not like the other blockchains out there that make you lock and stake your tokens in order to participate. Now, something else that sets Algorand's technology apart is its state proofs. These are cryptographic proofs that summarize recent transactions and are digitally signed by the Algorand network. State proofs are super clutch because anyone can use them to verify the latest on-chain activity without needing additional computations or intermediaries. So this is a huge boon for Algorand's decentralization. But these state proofs also benefit Algorand's security because it makes building cross-chain bridges way more secure. We all know how cross-chain bridges are a massive problem, right? As the DeFi space has had over $2 billion stolen through hacks or exploits. So Algorand state proofs are a real game changer in this regard. But anyways, if we zoom out, we see that one of the biggest challenges in blockchain design is ensuring security, scalability, and decentralization without sacrificing any one of the three. And as we've seen, Algorand seems like one of the few projects that have actually solved the trilemma, which is ultra impressive. But even the most sophisticated blockchain is nothing without the team behind it. And that brings me to my second reason to potentially buy ALGO, aka their impressive team and venture capital backing. So Algorand was founded in 2018 by Silvio Micali, a professor at MIT and a Turing Award winner, which is like the Nobel Prize for computer science. He was able to use his connections and impressive credentials to build a world-class team of computer scientists and researchers who now collectively form the Algorand Foundation. And speaking of their world-class team, it's probably why Algorand has received so much interest from institutional investors. For example, Valkyrie, a massive asset management firm, launched an Algorand trust back in 2021. I'm super bullish about this trust as I think it'll bring significant inflows to Algorand when the bull market returns. Also, Arrington Capital committed a massive 100 million growth fund for projects building on Algorand, matching the other 100 million that Skybridge Capital raised for its Algorand fund. So clearly, venture capital firms and big institutions are invested in ALGO, which begs the question, should we be too? But besides their VC backing, I think what will really boost Algorand is their environmentally friendly strategy that targets institutions. Like we've all heard before, many organizations criticize Bitcoin for its energy-intensive proof-of-work mining. But in comparison, Algorand barely requires any energy to operate at scale, so it's super environmentally friendly. Algorand has been leaning into that ESG friendliness in order to catch the attention of governments, central banks, and institutions who care about that sort of stuff. Their plan is to attract significant inflows from funds with an ESG mandate, and that could potentially equate to billions of dollars. So if that wave of capital ever comes, just imagine what it'll do for the price of ALGO. Anyways, those are my reasons to buy, and I bet you're itching to buy some ALGO right now. But hold up, because I have some worrisome cons that I gotta share with you first before we make our final verdict. But before we get there, I want to chat a little about index investing. It's not only a smart strategy, but it's also been proven to beat active trading for most investors out there. Now, you're probably thinking, sure, that works for stocks, bonds, etc. But what about for crypto? Well, guess what? Index investing works great for crypto too. And one platform that makes it super easy to do index investing for crypto is JJO, who's also the sponsor of this video. Basically, you link your exchange accounts to JJO, and it goes to work buying and rebalancing coins to match your chosen index. And the best part is, your money stays on your exchange. JJO never touches your funds. They simply manage your portfolio across your exchanges. Now, in terms of indices, one that is super popular is their JJO 35 index, which is the top 35 coins by market cap. Over the last 3 years, this index has rocketed by 5.5x, outperforming Bitcoin's 3x in the same period. Also, in the latest JJO update, they added 3 more indices: JJO NFT, JJO DeFi, and JJO AI. Those indices include the top cryptocurrencies of their particular niches. But you can also create your own indices with your own favorite coins. So yeah, JJO is a great choice for all crypto investors, but especially newbies who want to automatically execute on a proven strategy. So why not try them out? You can use JJO for free for deposits up to $500. Just use the invitation link in the description and register to try them out today. Alright, back to my cons. And let's start with the elephant in the room: the SEC's classification of ALGO as an unregistered security. Back in June, the SEC took legal action against 2 of the world's largest exchanges, Binance and Coinbase. And in their lawsuits, the SEC chose to name a number of coins as unregistered securities, like SOL, ADA, and you guessed it, ALGO. Now, the SEC didn't directly sue the Algorand Foundation yet, but ALGO fell close to its all-time low in the days following the lawsuit. So my point is, even if Algorand ends up beating the SEC's allegations, this legal uncertainty could linger on for years, which will likely hurt the sentiment surrounding ALGO. But perhaps even more impactful than this legal stuff is my next con, aka ALGO's poor tokenomics. So ALGO has a huge maximum supply of 10 billion coins, with almost 8 billion of that already in circulation. But the Algorand team has been notorious for aggressively dumping their tokens, so much so that ALGO's price barely surpassed its original ICO price during the 2021 bull run, as the foundation increased the token circulating supply by over 5x during that time span. So that absorbed most of the demand for the token. But even if that's mostly in the past, Algorand's steep vesting cliffs could still be a concern for the future. You see, from June to July, a massive 7.5% of ALGO's supply was released into circulation. And that was only in the span of a single month. So that could explain why ALGO's price has still been decreasing lately. And keep in mind that the Algorand Foundation can release more tokens into circulation whenever they want. So when supporters talk about ALGO's super low 3% inflation rate, perhaps we should be a little bit skeptical about that. Anyways, beyond its tokenomics, Algorand also has been quite dead on chain. I mean, yes, I know it's been a long bear market, so every blockchain has been suffering, but Algorand is especially dead if we consider that it has a multi-billion-dollar market cap, and yet it has a monthly revenue of less than $5,000. Now, it is possible that the data provider has an error with their Algorand data, but I kinda doubt it, because we also saw the shocking news that Algorand's leading DeFi protocol, ALGOFi, decided to pack up their bags and shut down. So yeah, Algorand's ecosystem is clearly suffering right now, and even their partnerships, like the FIFA one that everyone is so excited about, is not helping their adoption metrics at all. Now, my next reason to potentially not buy is even more fundamental, and it has to do with Algorand's decentralization, or lack thereof. In my pros section, I made the case that Algorand was quite decentralized, but you gotta remember, there's a lot of different aspects and angles when it comes to decentralization. So while some projects may shine in one angle, they may be lacking in another. In terms of Algorand, their criticisms are specifically about their nodes, for which there are 3 types: participation, relay, and index nodes. Relay nodes are the backbone of the network, but the cost of running one is becoming so high that most people can't afford to, which definitely hurts decentralization. Their validator nodes are also becoming increasingly difficult to run, requiring significant computational power, which further centralizes those nodes. Now, the team is looking at solutions for these issues, but that's easier said than done, so perhaps they didn't entirely solve the blockchain trilemma for the time being. Anyways, that's my take on ALGO. What case do you think was more convincing? Personally, I'm leaning towards the not buying side, mainly because there's so much competition in the layer 1 blockchain space. By the way, if you haven't seen our video on BitTensor Tau, then you can watch it right here. Otherwise, don't forget to sign up for JJo's index investing platform by using the invitation link below.